What's up, Internet? My name is Michael Cook, and this is Blue Giant Media. We're here to help you find, learn, and play the games that you love. Today, the spotlight is on Animal Upon Animal, a children's game by Haba. And we're going to set the game up, look at the rules a little bit, and then we'll come right back, let you know what I do like, what I don't like, who may not like, Animal Upon Animal. Okay, I have the game set up for 2 players, but the way you're going to set the game up, each player is going to get one each of the 7 different animals in your given expansion, or not expansion, but your edition of the game. And then you're going to set the alligator in the middle and determine a first player and give them the die. That player will then take the die and roll it and do what the die says. If they roll a 1, of which there are 2 faces, or the 2, which there's 1 face, they are going to take either 1 or 2 animals and stack them onto the alligator. As the alligator gets more full, it's going to be more difficult to stack things up there. If you roll the alligator, now you get to take an animal and place it adjacent to the alligator, or if there are already other animals on either side or whatever, you can build out to increase the size of the base from which you can build. If you roll the question mark, that means that your opponent will tell you which of your animals you're going to stack next. And if you roll the hand, now you get to take a piece, hand it to your opponent, and they have to stack it on there. So, let's say, for the sake of speeding up, that as the game has progressed, we've done some crazy things here, making things deliberately difficult. Let's see. Maybe we've gone like this. So now we're here, and on my turn, I roll the hand. So I get to tell you which one of my pieces I want you to stack on there. Maybe I say, well, I think that this particular one looks difficult, so why don't you put this one on there for me, buddy? So you're going to go and you're going to look at this and try and stack. And maybe you knock it over because you, whatever. But whenever you knock down any of them, whether you are trying to set one on and that one particular piece you just set on there didn't quite stay and it slipped off, or if you knock some other ones off in the process, anything that fell is going to go to you, and now you have that many more pieces that you have to stack on. You're going to play until one player gets rid of all of their pieces, and that player is the winner. You can only use one hand, so you can't sit there and like hold this in place and then kind of balance things. In that case, even if, let's say, I was using one hand, I did that. The monkey stayed there, but I knocked the snake out in the process. I'll still get to leave the monkey there, but I'm going to take the snake. And it's going to progress to the next person's turn. And that really is the game. If you're going to play with a combination of different editions, you can stick to the basic rules of, hey, you got 7 animals, I got 7 animals. If you want, you can handicap it by giving one player more. You can, if you're mixing and matching editions, you can just take, 14 different animals and 14 different animals and try and make it extra difficult. You can do it however you want, but that is essentially how you are going to play the game. That should give you a pretty rough idea, but a good idea of how to play through Animal Upon Animal by Haba Games. One of the things that I love most about this game is that my kids love it. And that's invaluable in and of itself, because teaching children through games allows them to understand that following rules, paying attention to details, is a good thing. It's something that benefits them, that allows them to have more fun. And they don't even realize necessarily that they are doing that, which is one of the greatest things about children's games, in my opinion. I think it's phenomenal. It's also great for a chance to bond with your children. And one of the things that makes it even easier to bond with your children in this game is that it's actually fun for the adults too. There's a lot of really mind-numbingly boring children's game. Candyland. Oh my gosh. Flip over a card. Alright, that means I go here. That's it. 0 decisions. So it allows the children, yes, to learn what it means to follow the rules. And maybe they still enjoy it, but any adult who understands that the game, the deck is literally stacked against whoever is going to lose the game, it's predetermined. You know there's not a single decision to be made. None. And that just means that you're sitting there flipping over cards and you're just following a script. But in a game like this, you can allow the children to understand, yes, I can follow these rules, I can follow this, and the adult still has a chance to kind of make some critical decisions. On top of that, it's a dexterity game, which allows the children to develop their fine motor skills, and it allows the adult to maybe keep them honed. I don't know, that's a pretty minor thing, but it can be pretty fun all the same, because sometimes those kids surprise you about the way that their nimble fingers can work, and your clumsy, bigger fingers might not want to work. And yeah, maybe there's some adults who might turn this into a drinking game. I haven't done it yet. I'm not going to say I'm never going to, but it's a game that it could be fun for that, if that's your thing. But it's just a great game. The little pieces are cute. The different shapes are great. They're chunky pieces of wood, at least in this edition. I don't know all the other editions that are out there, but I think most of them use wooden pieces. My kids love it. They always want to play the animal game. Daddy, can we play the animal game? And for reference, I have 2 daughters. I got this game for my older daughter. I think it was on her 3rd birthday. It might have been. It's possible I gave it to her for Christmas when she was a little older than 2. But anyway, she's now a little bit older than 5, and my younger daughter is turning 4 in January of this year. So she's about 3 months, 2.5 months away from turning 4. So these little ones from day one have loved to play the game. Now, they haven't always followed the rules from day one, but they have loved to build the fine motor skills. They have loved to at least take turns stacking animals. And as they've gotten a little bit better at following rules, now we're rolling the dice. And, okay, this means that I get to stack your animal, which usually at the beginning they were saying, no, but I want to stack my animal. Now my 5-year-old understands, haha, if you stack it and you knock it down, then you have to take the pieces and not me. So she's starting to get that down, and she understands the strategy of the game beyond just the fact that, hey, it's fun to play with these little animals and then stack them, and then when it falls down, go, yay, that was fun. So it's a great game for learning both how to follow rules, fine motor skills, and just to spend time, build that relationship with your children in a way that's not mind-numbing. So major plus. Dislikes, there's not a whole lot of them for me. It's not going to be a spectacular game. It's a simple game. So take that for what it is. It's not a dislike for me. It just is. It's not going to be a game that I want to pull off the shelf so bad, but it's a game that, hey, kids want to play it? Sure, let's get the game out. For this particular edition, I'm not a big fan of metal tins. Super minor, I know, but it gets all dented up, and it doesn't fit on the shelf as well. I prefer things to be a little bit more square. So again, super personal, picky, that's me. Let's see, other pros that are great about this game. I don't have any of them, but there are many different expansions or other editions of this game that just introduce different animals, and you can mix and match them at will. So that's really cool too. You can make the game longer, you can make the game just different. Maybe let your kids pick, okay, each of us is going to pick 7 animals. Maybe you want to have 7 different animals. That would obviously change maybe the balance of the game, but it's your game. Do what you want. So people who will like this game, people who want to spend time with their kids, people who maybe want to do goofy drinking games, because as you get more inebriated, you're more likely to knock the thing down and then everybody laughs and has a good time. So maybe that's a possibility. Other people who will like this game, people who like good, solid, chunky, high-quality components. That's going to be one. People who are not going to like this game, people who just don't like kids. That's a thing. People who just don't want to play those really simple games regardless. Maybe they just say, okay, playing these simple kid games, when I play games, it's going to be for me. If it's going to be a kid game, it's going to be something they need to play for themselves. So maybe it's a little bit more complex than some people want to do because they don't want to teach their kids and supervise them. But once their kids get older, then they can kind of do that themselves. So take that for what it's worth. I don't think there's really that many people who are going to say flat out, I don't like this game. There's a decent number of children's games, even ones by Haba, that are super, super simple because they're for those like 2 and 3-year-old. This one it fits that sweet spot for me, that you can tailor it down for the little ones who just want to play, and you can at least get them to stack things and take turns and understand what it means to take turns. And as they get older, you add in the rules, and you get to spend time with your kids. And to me, there's not much better. There's not much more important things in my life than spending time with my kids and helping them grow. I fail at it a lot, but that is one of the most important things to me. And this is an avenue for that to happen. So take that for what it's worth. Alright, so now we can take the spotlight off Animal Upon Animal. If I missed anything, you got any comments, any discussion that you want to have, please let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to have some dialogue with you about what maybe you like, variants that you want to do, maybe specific editions of this game that you like. let me know, because I wouldn't mind picking one of them up to add to this, and I'm sure the kids would enjoy that too. And if you want to know where to buy Animal Upon Animal, keep an eye out in the links in the description section for MacroNovaGames.com. You'll also find a link there for a setup and playthrough if you want to get a more in-depth experience, although I don't think you can get too much more in-depth than what I already did today, but that's there all the same. And until next time, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like what you see. And as always, have a wonderful day.